Life can be hard enough, and sometimes we wonder what's going on in my life, and am I suffering from a situation that I might not be aware of? Now, I'm asking you today, do you suffer with borderline personality disorder, otherwise known as BPD? Every year in the United States, there are 3 million new cases. That's big. And when we have BPD, or when somebody does have borderline personality disorder, it can be considered emotionally unstable personality disorder. And there's a long-term pattern of abnormal behavior characterized by what? Unstable relationships, the inability to keep a long-term relationship, whether it's a friend or a romantic one. And I want to talk about the 8 symptoms of borderline personality disorder today, because I think this is very important. Because life is tough, and it's better when we have a diagnosis or an understanding of where things are coming from, because once we know, we can actually safeguard and work to change it. The first thing that I think is monumental when it comes to defining borderline personality disorder is the first symptom, and that's the biggest symptom, and that is the fear of abandonment. Fear of abandonment is so big because with BPD, there's that fear of everybody leaving you. Everybody that you love leaves, and that's one of the biggest caveats with BPD. The second is unstable relationships, the inability to keep a long-term relationship, finding fault, moving on, the inability of keeping those good relationships. The third is that unclear, unstable self-image. And this is hard. And this can apply to very different situations, but when it's coupled with these symptoms, it can relate to borderline personality disorder. The fourth is impulsivity. Self-destructive behavior is a big thing. And oftentimes it's because we feel like we're not worthy, and there could have been things in your past that have caused you to believe this. The fifth one is self-harm, doing your own harm to your own self. The sixth is extremely emotional swings from high to low. Seventh is that feeling of completely and utter emptiness. Feeling empty, feeling like there's nothing there to fill you up. And last but not least is an explosive amount of anger. Those 8 symptoms coupled together can be a sign that you may be suffering with borderline personality disorder. Now, right now, I want to say, do not feel ashamed. Do not feel angry about this. Do not feel bad about this. You have enough stress in your life as is. Just remember, this could be genetic. They've done many scientific experiments and studies to know that this can be passed down from mother or father, and that is very often the case. But if that isn't the case, remember that BPD, especially those symptoms, are developed when a child is being brought up in an environment that is not stable, an environment that is abusive, and an environment that is neglectful of the child. So remember not to be ashamed of yourself, but to seek help. Seeking a therapist help, even a minister, or even a life coach to help you guide you through the next steps to finding your true life. Because it's amazing when we actually understand what's happening, we can actually make the necessary changes to better our life. Try this out and live your true life today.